So, race 3 of the meeting, Junior Rotax Heat number 1. We're going to take you through the grid. So, by 1/1000th of a second, I'm going to say that again, 1/1000th of a second, pole position was decided earlier on today. Rafael Renhofer starts on pole alongside the Netherlands' Matthijs Turlo. Denmark's Mikkel Pedersen and the youngster known as Rafael Balzer in the 217 ran at row 2. Janis Diak and Fine Mega. Row number 3, Bruno Mulders in the 271 has Nevio Fischer alongside for company in the 236. Row 5, completing the top 10, Lewis Heichel in the 277 and the 201 of Lewis Dedling. Nikita Genza in the 226 and Lewis Jacobs in the 228 ran at row 6. Ahead of Leandro Fischer in the 233 and the 282 of Montego Masson. The 266 of Maximilian Schreier and the 230 of Jonny Mertz, row 8. Oleg Lan, the 218, and Jonas Unglad at the 258, row 9, completing the top 20. It's the 212 of David Schnell and the 215 of Moritz Volber, followed by Tom Müller in the 220, Adrian Rohr in the 202, Hugo Gütel in the 274, and the 211 of Gregor Feigenspann. That's your 24-strong grid. 7 minutes plus an additional lap for these drivers. Full course yellow conditions employed on the formation lap. Then we'll be ready to go racing here in Kerpen. So at the moment, the championship leader, Fine Mega, sitting in 6th place. Nikita Genza 2nd in the standings, starting 11th. And the driver in 3rd place, Rafael Renhofer, is the one that's going to be on pole position. Now, these grids will have been decided through qualifying, and that is your qualifying position for your respective heats. So it's down to the 2 on the front row. Rafael Renhofer and Matthijs Turlo to control the pace. Right then, 7 minutes on the clock plus an additional lap. Renhofer on pole, Turlo alongside, Pedersen, Balzer, Stiek, Mega, Mulders, Fischer, Heichel and Detling. That is your top 10. Into the tram lines we go. The revs start to build. Are we ready? And we are off and racing as we've already had a moment, and that is Bruno Mulders and Matthijs Turlo. And we've already had someone else that's had a bit of a rear bumper go askew. Yellow flags are out already. So, yeah, someone took a tag from behind. That looks to be Jonas Ungrader, I believe. Yes. And Matthijs Turlo's gesticulation to Bruno Mulders was, "What on earth, man, were you doing?" But yeah, there was contact between the pair of them because Mulders went to the inside of Turlo and spun himself around and Turlo around at the same time. However, at the front of the field, things are heating up because now, at the moment, we do have someone leading the way. That is Rafael Renhofer in the lead. Mikkel Pedersen in 2nd. Janis Diak, Fine Mega, Rafael Balzer, Nevio Fischer, Lewis Heichel, Nikita Genza, Leandro Fischer and Lewis Jacobs ran at the top 10 positions. And Adrien Rohr looks to be out of the race as well. Double waved yellows down at turn 2, so no overtaking. That is the slow down and prepare to stop board sign showing there. But Renhofer leading as that is Adrien Rohr that I've just seen out of the cart and at the marshal post. The driver safe and sound, so might have had a technical drama. Not too sure if they're going to be investigating the incident between Bruno Mulders and Matthijs Turlo, but Matthijs Turlo not quite clearly happy about that one. And Matthijs Turlo, Jonas Ungrader is out of the race. So 3 drivers out of 24 already out within the first few opening exchanges, but the top 4 literally line astern. Renhofer leads ahead of Pedersen. Janis Diak and the current championship leader in 4th place just behind them. Fine Mega will make that 3rd place for Fine Mega because he's managed to get past Janis Diak. Now looks over the left shoulder. Out of the S's they come. And that looks to be Rafael Balzer that's made his way past Nevio Fischer for what is P5. Nikita Genza looks to have gotten up into 7th position. Lewis Heichel, Leandro Fischer and Lewis Jacobs ran at the top 10. Confirmed retirements from Adrien Rohr in the 202. Jonas Ungrader in the 258, who had a wallop up the back bumper And that looked to have possibly caused issues with the back axle being bent as a result, because the rear axle was kangaroo hopping when Ungrada was pushing on the accelerator. It wasn't really getting very far away. Now here is a change for the lead. Mikkel Pedersen ahead of Rafael Rennhofer. And in close pursuit, it is Farin Mega through the S's. And there is the move from Mega up the inside of Rennhofer. Sweetly done by the 276. There is Janis Stiak in the 239 looking to get past through the chicane onto the final corner. 3 minutes and 54 seconds still to go, plus an additional lap. Now the hunt for the lead begins, because Mikkel Pedersen has gotten a gap of nearly half a second over Farin Mega after what is now lap number 4 completed. We're on to lap number 5 of this race. So Nikita Genza has got past Nevio Fischer, so Nikita Genza also making up a handful of places. There is Rafael Balzer not too far behind Janis Stiak, and I'm sure that Nikita Genza won't be too far behind considering the pace that he's putting in. But Rafael Balzer is the quickest out there, 46.285 seconds from the 217 with Bühler Kart Racing Team. And now Farin Mega closing in on Mikkel Pedersen for the race lead. Gap was nearly half a second last time. That's been more than halved. And Rafael Rennhofer's into the 45.8 and it's closing down on Farin Mega. It's one thing to lead the race. It's something altogether if you were actually the one that's actually chasing down the leader. And that really gives you a bit more motivation, as now Farin Mega has got the lead off of Mikkel Pedersen. Rennhofer's looking for a way past. Can't get through in the S's. There is Janis Stiak and there is Rafael Balzer. And I've just spotted, I spy with my little lie, Nikita Genza. Nikita Genza has moved to the new variation of the chassis that are being used. So now we go on to lap number 7 of this race. Mikkel Pedersen looking up the inside once again, retakes the lead from Farin Mega, and all of a sudden the floodgates open because Farin Mega run a little bit wide there. Janis Stiak gets up the inside of Rafael Rennhofer and takes second position. Rennhofer now into P3. And now, Farin Mega's dropped way back because now Rafael Balzer is in 4th. Nikita Genza is ahead of Mega in P5. We've got just over a minute and 3/4 still to go in this race, plus an additional lap. The lead or the victory has not quite yet been decided. And Rennhofer is the fastest driver out there, 45.855 as Nikita Genza and Farin Mega go into a little bit of war there. Rennhofer looking up the inside of Stiak, going through into turn 2, gets the job done. And Rafael Balzer just waiting, biding time, but time waits for no person. Not even a youngster in a cart. So through the sweeping S's, through this lush countryside that we have here, surrounding the circuit here at Kerpen Mannheim. And Mikkel Pedersen still keeping ahead. There's Rafael Rennhofer waiting for an opportunity, as is Janis Stiak. Rafael Balzer a couple of kart lengths behind, probably further than the 217 would want. And now Rennhofer looking up the inside of Pedersen for the lead going through turn 2. Makes it stick. And Stiak trying to get through as well. Look to the outside there, but Pedersen very quickly on the defensive. Rafael Balzer still pretty much there. Nikita Genza still in 5th. Farin Mega has kept ahead of Nevio Fischer for P6 and is closing on Genza at the meantime. And now look at now you know how they say that some things get pushed together like an accordion. Take some junior Rotax drivers and apply the same sort of situation to that. You're not playing music. You're playing dodgems right about now, because Farin Mega, as we go on to the final lap of the race, lap number 10, and Nikita Genza goes defensive on Farin Mega. But it's still very much nip and tuck between these two. Going through into the next left-hander, very tight left-hander, in through the sweeping S's for what is the final time. And Rafael Rennhofer has kept everyone at bay and has kept himself in the hunt for a victory. Farin Mega looks over his right shoulder whilst trying to put an offensive onto Nikita Genza at this particular moment. Genza soaking up the pressure like a sponge. But out of the final corner, it is going to be Rafael Renhofer by next to nothing that takes the checkered flag, wins by 0.23 seconds ahead of Mikkel Pedersen. Janis Stiak did a great job to keep it pinned in third and was in contention for the lead of the race and also the inevitable victory. Rafael Balzer takes fourth ahead of Nikita Genza. Farin Mega was at 1 point leading this race, but now ends up finishing in P6. Nevio Fischer in seventh ahead of Lewis Jacobs. Lewis Heichel rounds out the top 9 ahead of Lewis Dedling. So good jobs by those drivers to keep themselves in the top 10 at the end of that race. 11th was Leandro Fischer, Olli Glan in 12th ahead of Montego Masson. Maximilian Schreier in 14th. Moritz Volber rounds out the top 15 ahead of David Schnell. Hugo Götzel, Gregor Feigenspann. Bruno Molders would finish in 19th after that tangle with Matthias Turlo, which saw the latter retire on the very first lap. Jonny Mertz and Tom Müller round out the 21 that finished all 10 laps. Matthias Turlo out within the first couple of, even in the first second of the race after contact between him and Bruno Molders through turn 1. Jonas Ungnada having a start line hit from behind, taking him out after just a couple of seconds. And Adrien Roy, unfortunately, having a technical issue, I believe, or maybe damage sustained by colliding with Jonas Ungnada. But Rafael Renhofer wins Junior Rotax Heat 1 here in Kerpen.